So this life is, or it will be specific. Actually, let's not make it about the ladies. I was about to make it specific for the ladies, but I think it's unfair to make it specific for the lady. So let's make it as a collective for everyone. I was about to make it a ladies only live, but that's unfair. We have to be fair to the ladies. So this is a general masculine and feminine live. Now, there are people, and most of them will also be on this live, or we have seen them on lives. So, on what we call these esoteric streets, or what you call these lives. So these would be the lives that would be on social media, whether we are talking of TikTok or whichever live we are talking about, where a lot of the people, when you go to what they call puss, wewe, nonsense. So when you go to what you call your favorites, a lot of you have saved videos in your favorites, aka, oh, this is a favorite video or content, so I'm gonna save it and I can come back to it. So when you go to those your favorite videos, you will find that you have done a lot of what you call binge watching, or binge watching a lot of mental health content, aka you save a lot of quotes that resonate with you. You save a lot of information that is supposed to be helping you heal. Okay? But that information, no matter how much you're consuming, is useless if you're not actively doing the work. So watching my live or watching all these other lives, if you're not doing the work, those are useless. Okay? Because if you're not doing the trauma healing work, all those videos will be useless to you. They are not going to help you in any way, because this is what you are doing. So you are consuming content, and this content is going to do what you call overwhelm your nervous system. You're going to have what you call an information overload. So you're going to be kept in what you call a cycle of stress, so, or what you call frustration. So yes, you are watching content that is supposed to help you heal, but if you're not doing the work, it's actually more harmful. So how do you know that you are stuck in a cycle whereby you are stuck in a cycle of consuming movies, videos, content, comments, all these things that are supposed to help you, but you're not doing the work? So now, if this is how you can know that you're stuck in a cycle, and the reason we say this is because these are things we have experienced. Okay? So if you have difficulties, like in your day-to-day, whatever you did, whatever you do for work, whatever you are, if you find that you are finding it difficult to do your daily tasks, then something somewhere is stuck. Okay? So you find that your anxiety has increased, yet you consume what you call healing content, or you have what you call restlessness, but you don't know where it's coming from. But in your own mind, you think, okay, since I watch Jenga wa Mudhaka, since I watch Jenga na Jenga, since I watch whatever content you are consuming to help your mental state, you think you are okay. No, you are not okay. The frequent mood swings. You see, everything that you experience in life, there's the positive and the negative to everything. Not everything is good and not everything is bad. You need to find a balance. To the point, even when you're consuming content for healing, you need to find a balance. Otherwise, you are going to find yourself in what you call low energy, or what you call chronic fatigue. All of a sudden, you can't move. All of a sudden, you want to rest. You don't even know why. You're like, but see, I thought I'm healing. Why am I feeling like I'm depressed? Yes, you are. You start having sleep issues, but you thought you are healing, but you're not doing the work. So yes, you're consuming, okay? You're consuming all that healing content, but now you are easily irritated. Now, when you are told you are easily irritated, you don't even associate it with what you are consuming. Unaanza kusema, oh no, I'm just making more, or I'm keeping more boundaries. No. When you are watching a lot of what you call mental health content, and you do it every day, you are listening to podcasts, you are listening to music, this is not going to help you heal unless you start doing the work. You really, really have to start doing the work, because you cannot scroll endless posts on trauma and think you are going to heal. Okay? So, all that, because remember, your healing has to come from your nervous system. Your nervous system is the one that is dysregulated. Okay? All that anxiety, your attachment styles, how you are attaching to your relationship, be it a person, place, or thing, a situation, or a circumstance. It doesn't even have to be someone. It can be just the things that are surrounding you. So you can learn all the terms. You can know all those difficult names. You can talk about PTSD. You can talk about BTCSD. You can, whatever name you want to give them. You can learn all the names, all the difficult names. You can learn them. You can even become an expert in your mental suffering, whereby you have read about it. You even know what you're suffering from. All the symptoms, you may tick the box. So you become an expert in your own suffering. But that's not where the healing happens. So what you have is just awareness, where you are aware that you have trauma, where you are aware that you are stuck in generational curses, where you are aware that you are living patterns that are not for you. So we have what you call an unawareness stage. You're in that stage of awareness. You're in that stage where you are learning about spirituality. You're in that stage where you are learning about your mental health status. You are in that stage, there's awareness that you've been suffering, or you're stuck in a relationship that does not work for you. Hiyo ni awareness. And that is just a very powerful first step. Because that awareness that you have been abused, you have been taken advantage of, that shit is not working in your home, that when you look at the pattern, that name is never successful, that name is always a drunkard. So that is just awareness. Now you're aware. And awareness just opens up your eyes. So now you know, oh shit. So this is why when I start a business, it doesn't work. This is why when I pursue something, I don't see the end of it. This is why when I start a relationship, nothing happens. So that is an awareness. You're opening your eyes to the awareness that whatever you feel is as a result of what you have become aware of. So all of a sudden, everything is making sense to you now. Now you know why your father cannot stay with your mom. Now you know why your mom cannot stay with your father. Now you know why your sister is not married. Now you know why your brother cannot keep a wife. Now you even know there's a pattern to your relationship styles, whether it's with a person, place, or thing, a situation, or a circumstance. Now you even know why you keep getting fired. That is the first step. Awareness. And that is very important and very powerful. Now, after the awareness, you decide, oh shit, I'm not alone in this. So let me find my soul tribe. Let me join a spiritual awareness group, or whichever. You don't even have to join my group. You can go create your own or find your own. So once you realize that you're not alone in this, that's very important. Because we heal as a nation. Tunasemanga healing together, thriving together. Now, it's very okay for you now to stay in that awareness stage. Hakuna mtu anakataza. And how long you decide to will stay in that awareness stage, no one can set that date for you. You can be in that awareness stage for months. You can be in that awareness stage for an year. You can be in that awareness stage for 2 weeks or a week. Hiyo ni yako. But since now You know so much about trauma. You know so much about what is bothering you. You know so much about what is happening around you. You now know the government system. Now you are aware. The next step is to actively pay attention, actively start healing. You have to do the healing. You have to be active about it. You have to take the steps. You cannot heal by reading healing posts. Always heal. You cannot heal by listening to motivation. You cannot. You cannot motivate yourself to fitness. Hata usikize motivation speeches ngapi, you cannot listen yourself to healing. You cannot listen to meditation videos to healing. No, you have to actively start the healing process. This is something you have to do. This is why I keep telling you, spirituality is not laziness. Because if you don't, then you're not doing anything with the awareness that you have. So then what's the point of becoming aware of your suffering if you're not going to do anything about it? Then what's the point? What's the point of knowing your culture if you're not going to do anything about it? What is the point of knowing your trauma if you're not going to actively do anything to change? Because what you're doing now is that, this is why we say, you can jump out of the frying pan into the fire. AKA, now you are stuck in the awareness stage. Now you are stuck there. So you keep cycling through the same frustrations. But if someone asks you, you can actually now tell them, kwetu kuna kuanga na maneno inatusumbuanga. But remember, hakuna step umetake. So you are angry at what's that be happening. You are angry at religion, kama umetoka kwa religion, but you are stuck in one spot. There's stagnation. So first of all came the awareness. Very important. Awareness, very powerful. But if you're not actively doing anything, then there's nothing you're doing, because you have to move to the next stage, the healing work stage. And it's going to be work. It's going to be work. So either you need to go into therapy, because most of you need therapy. No, a lot of you actually do need therapy. Like, you are so damaged, you actually need therapy. Because again, you cannot listen to anyone who looks like you. And also, you're in a world that you believe, they have made you believe you have to pay. So, for example, if I arrange a class and I'm not charging you, you're not going to come to the class, or you're not even going to pay attention to that class. Maybe if they say there's a donation of 1,500 shillings, it's too low for you. But if there's therapy where you have to pay 50,000 shillings, you're willing to go and do that. So it's your choice. Now, when it comes to healing work, because this is work, when it comes to the healing work stage, remember, what are you going to be doing here? You need a lot of regulating your nervous system or mental work. So these are exercises. You need exercise to regulate your nervous system. That is why when I create my programs, they include a lot of mind regulation. There's journaling. Every day you have to write something. Every day you have to participate. Every day you have to give feedback, because this is something new to you. So you are regulating your nervous system. So this has to be an exercise. Now, this is where the work comes in. You cannot heal by scrolling through healing posts. You have to do the work. Okay? So this is where the journaling comes in. This is why I say, for example, we have the new moon thing that will be starting on Friday, where for 28 days we'll be doing a moon, a dream, so that you can know how to get information from your dream, so that you can know how to change your dream. So I timed it to start with the new moon. I always take most of my exercises to start with the new moon. Now we have a new moon in Scorpio. What is Scorpio? Deep transformation. This is the Lion King. The Scorpion King. This is a time when they release movies that relate to the Scorpion King. For those who go to the movies, this is the time when the moon has moved into the 8th house or Scorpio system. This is where now you're going to start seeing Black Friday or buy one, get one free. Because you're stuck in your desires. That's how they entice you to spend your money, because you don't want to spend your money. Okay? So these exercises, or when you start journaling, so you are journaling your thoughts. about the trauma. So if you don't do the work, what you're doing is that you are looping your thoughts. You are looping them in your head. Loop. Zinashinda zikijirudia, your curses, your generational curses, but you're not doing anything about them. Okay? So when you keep looping your trauma, your curses, your nonsense, this makes your trauma worse. You even now have worse systems. Ukona systems worse than hata ule mtu ajai kuja kwa awakening ama awareness. Because remember yako ulianza na awareness, now you are aware. But even after becoming aware, you have not put in the works, so you are stuck. Because the awareness opens your eyes. Oh, there's generational curses in our home. There's generational trauma. I'm like this in my relationship because of this. I'm triggered because of this. Now, you have to move from that. However, you can stay there for a few months. There's nothing wrong staying there. But you have to take the next step. Because if you don't, when you keep looping through your trauma, it makes your symptoms worse. Because you can be the most informed person when it comes to trauma. You can be the most informed person when it comes to curses. You can be the most informed person when it comes to culture. Unajua maneno ya Rorashio, unajua maneno ya Meruru, unajua maneno. You know everything about culture now. You know, but you have not done anything. Hakuna kitu umechange. So you are stuck in a loop because you are not taking action. And if you are not processing your trauma physically, you are going to stay stuck in that loop. Trauma has to be exercised. This is where we get the word exercise. For you to be fit, you have to exercise. You have to move. You cannot wish happiness or fitness into your body. You can watch all the gym movies, all the exercises, you can know them in and out. This is bicep curls. This is bench press. This is squats. This is lunges. This is skipping. This is yoga. This is abdomen. You can buy all those machines, but if you don't work out, nothing is changing. So all you do is you keep getting frustrated. You keep paying gym membership, but you're not going. So you keep getting angry from your triggers because you're not taking action. So you start getting offended by small things. So now you're even becoming worse. So now you start becoming fatigued all the time. You don't even know why you are always tired now. And the reason is because that overwhelming feeling you are getting is because you became aware, you are awakened, you are shown all the things you need to change, but you are not moving. You are stuck now. So every day you're asking yourself, why do I feel like this when I know so much? How comes I have solutions for other people, but I don't have solutions for myself? That is the fatigue I'm talking about. And that's because information without action keeps you in a spiral of frustration. So you can keep scrolling through your mental health contact. You can keep scrolling, listening to podcasts, but if you're not taking action, nothing is going to change. Ask yourself this question today. Because now we have a new moon in Scorpio approaching, which is about transformation. Are you ready to transform? Ask yourself, leo tu, just today on a Wednesday, ask you, what have I actually done today to heal? Look at your schedule. Have you done anything to do? Leo tu. Have you even post whatever you are doing to become self-aware? Have you leo ukapost mahali ukasema wait, let me come back into my awareness, let me breathe and get back to myself first? Have you done that today? Ujafanya, na hata kesho utafanya, na hata next week utafanya. So all that information, all those videos you've been saving on TikTok, favoriting them, all that information you have been learning about culture, now if you are not taking action, it's useless. Because learning is great, but doing the work is where the healing actually happens. And I understand there's a group of men, especially the miseducated black men, especially Wakikuyu men. Okay, you see the black man has been miseducated not to be in touch with their feminine. So you think healing is for women? No, healing is for alpha men. I want you to get on YouTube today. Look at all those great men you see on YouTube. All of them have a story about healing. All of them have a story about quitting their jobs and doing something different. All of them have a story about turning around and taking action. But you have been so demasculinized that you think healing is for the women. Healing is for the men. Shadow work is for the men. You're supposed to be the leaders in everything, so that the queen can protect you while you are healing. Now that's on you now. It's none of my business now. Me, I'm just the messenger. I'll keep creating programs for you. You can join if you want. If you don't want to heal, go fuck yourself. It's not on me. The message is out there. You feel you are so macho, you feel you are such a man, then you die for no reason at all. Now people have to come and pick your wrecked car because you are too emotional. So you killed yourself. Now we are left with your children to take care of, and fuck your wife when you are gone because you are too macho to take action. Because you thought it was feminine to sign into a program of dream journaling, or you felt it was too feminine to sign into a program where you have to do dream journaling, or you feel you are such a man you cannot consult to understand what is stopping you from sleeping. It's because you are a weak man. You are a boy. You are not a man. Men take action. That's alpha. Deciding to take action and healing, that's alpha. You can know everything. Like I said, you can know everything about the gym, the equipment, everything. You can know everything. But until you get in that gym, you're not going to grow any muscles. You can know everything about healing. Until you start doing the work, you ain't healing. You cannot read your way to healing. You cannot listen. You can listen to a million videos on YouTube about healing. You ain't gonna heal until you start doing the exercises themselves. Until you start doing the journaling, until you start doing noticing the patterns, until you start doing somatic exercises, until you start balancing your chakras, whether it's yoga, whatever the form, until you start walking, until you start exercising, there's no healing for you. And you're a disgrace to your children and to your higher self. Your higher selves look at you and your small ego, retro boy, and your 2-inch penis. Healing is taking action. I have to end this live because I have to put some eye drops into my eyes. So, but I'm starting another one in 2 minutes. I'm just only posting the live, put some eye drops, and then I start the next live. So I'm ending this one and I start another one. So don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. When I come back in 2 minutes exactly, I want to talk about trauma for women. I want to talk about how cortisol levels, okay? The reason I can speak about cortisol levels or hormonal symptoms in your body is because I graduated in anatomy. Okay, so when it comes to anatomy, the whole body, that's what I graduated in. So I know the connection between the physical and the spiritual now and the mental. So if I meet a woman and she has what you call acne or dark skin, even before she says, Nile mafuta napaka, I already know the spiritual reason that has manifested into that. When I see a woman with what you call varicose veins, before you even go to the doctor to tell the doctor, I have varicose veins, I know why your blood is blocked spiritually. Okay? So now I end this one, put drops in my eyes, 2 minutes I'm back, and I'm going to talk about how women can know when they have an excess of cortisol hormones in their systems. I'm the love doctor, Jagawa Mudaka. See you in a minute. me see if there's a question before I go. Though I'm struggling to see because my eyes is closed and I need to put drops at 2 inch. Yeah, in a tango Vienna sausage. That is why men go to compete with their cars on the road because they have 2 inches of dick between their legs. So they think, uh, especially men who buy big cars, they buy big cars to compensate for their small dicks. So see you in a minute. Chani restart. I'm just restarting this and we jump into another.